find out. I honestly do not know. Oh, you know what? I think this is turning into, I think at this point in time it's a dual highway, 46 and 135. He just ran that red light. Got that on camera. It was a good afternoon. Mrs. K and I both enjoyed driving down here. We were both a little disappointed that we couldn't find the strawberry fields, the strawberry farm. We don't know if it was open for sure or not, because when we call, we get a recording from some crotchety old man. Says leave your name and number, and if you're spammers, never mind. Kind of funny, but we did not leave our name and number. We just wanted to see if they were open. Do 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 do. Good evening. Back by popular demand. Do 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 do.
Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Live from the Tony Wallow Studios, it's the Ken Stout Live Show, featuring the Zoom homies, produced by LK Productions.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into the May 20th edition of Can Start Live with the Zoom homies. I've got a technical glitch in that I have to fix something here real quick, and that the clocks are not cooperating, which that's an OBS thing. I will fix that momentarily. That is one of the I think we shot 5 videos, and that is one of them. And let me go. Okay, now we got 2 Zoom meetings where the clock's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to do. Now I got to go find the clocks. Should be right here. Oh, yep. And I'm going to go with that. That looks all right. But the problem is I have to go find my participants. There we go. And there's no need for a co-host tonight because I know Alex is not going to be with us live. So I guess I could actually open up the waiting room. There we go. Yeah, that was as we were heading back, actually. Just shot it. Oh, it's beautiful. That's actually it's a tourist city. It's a tourist trap. Let me bring you guys in. So we have Chris Garrett, William Dawson, and Jeff Ryman joining us. Kind of like the background you have running behind me. Yeah, I shot that with the iPhone today using a little gizmo that Jim recommended I get. Works just fine, by the way. Again, my hat is off to you. Oh, wait, I'm not wearing a hat. Jim said, okay, that was weird. I guess he's talking about the fact that I showed a little bit of video with, I believe that one did have audio to it, and I did not turn the audio off. Speaking of Jim, hello, Jim.
Yeah, that was the weird part. I'm like, wait a minute. I know that it's already dark out there, so that can't be live.
No. Yeah, Chris asked if it was live too. No, that was recorded.
Actually, don't it get dark later there than it does right on the East Coast?
Right now, it is just barely dark here at 9:07.
It is already dark here.
In another month, it'll still be daylight at this time, which is good because then I can play golf later in the day. And we went by 2 golf courses, and it was tempting. But
I remember last year when you went to that campground, was it 4th of July?
4th of July, yeah.
It was still daylight at almost 10 o'clock.
Yes, it was. It was, yeah. That's the weird thing about here. You would think out west it would be daylight later in the day. It's not.
I think it's because you're so close to the line.
I guess.
Where
Rick Lake said the sun's still going down where he's at. That makes sense. Oh, she turned off the movie we were watching.
Yeah, when we lived in Tennessee, we could drive an hour and make it into Central Time. It wasn't straight west. It was, if we could have gone straight west, it would have taken maybe 20 minutes.
Right. Go ahead and mute William while he and his mom talk.
that sounded like Alex.
No, Alex won't be here tonight. He's at a concert, and then he's going to go do his second favorite event, and that is eat.
What you should have done was to spliced in that Sheridan sign into the video you're doing. So when he looks at this later, and say, and we missed Alex because he wasn't home.
I might try to do that later. I barely got the first place done, and I barely got tomorrow's stream announcement done in time.
Well, he's gonna watch this. He's gonna know what you're gonna do.
I doubt that he watches it. I seriously, he's at a church concert right now, and I seriously doubt that he's gonna watch it later. Hello, Jose. Good to see you. For those of you that don't know, he did buy the apparatus to. Well, I like the Spock thing first, though. I can't do that. Let me see if I can. I can't do that. Yeah, pretty cool. You can do that. Anyway, he bought the apparatus. Jim, look at him. Both hands. I'm Damarixtrix or whatever that is. Ambidextrix.
I can only do one finger on the left hand.
I cannot do either. I mean, these fingers.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, he texted me bright and early this morning. He said he got it and it's set up properly and yada yada yada, but it didn't solve the issue. Okay, we all tried to tell him that more than likely was not going to solve his issue.
Nope.
So I don't know what's going to happen. And I told him we're headed out the door, and I'll talk to you later. Well, Ken, I got my concert, and then we're going to go eat afterwards. So I don't think he'll be here. I have another short little video. I don't know if I can load it or not. I think it loops in here. I don't honestly know. I've got some pictures to show later, and I just know there's a professional photographer somewhere in California that's going to say 6 out of 10. 6.1 out of 10.
Yeah, he's famous for that.
Yeah, we're going to change his name. What? I couldn't tell what he was holding up. I'm going to guess 6 fingers.
It was 6, yeah.
Okay,
It was 6.
well, I'm going to see if I can
I
add
could give
in
you
this
2
other.
out of 10, but that wouldn't
I
be.
think this is it. Let me see if this one will go.
You want to see? If you want to see 2 out of 10,
Yeah, so
Yep.
this one, I wanted to get a better one of this. I like this bridge. And we only found one covered bridge, and that's on a recording. It's like 30 minutes in length.
It looks like you're driving backwards.
Yeah, I am. I'm using the eyes back here in the back of my head, actually. Now, what would make that look cooler if I'd hold my hands out like this, and oh, here comes a curve. Oh!
Miss Kay's driving and you're riding backwards.
Mrs. K was sound asleep during this. She has. I came so close to shooting a little bit of video of her taking a nap in the car, and then I thought, nah, I've been really nice today. I don't want to ruin it. No. That only shows that you have Vulcan ancestry in your blood. No, the Vulcans have been around probably more than we were cavemen. Yes. I don't. Anybody that can do that, that is amazing. Because it's about as close as I get right there.
Can't do it with the left hand.
I can't do it. I can't do it with either hand. I mean,
left hand I can manage.
Pay no attention to my other finger over there holding it.
I'm dealing with amateurs.
Yes, I am. So I will stitch together some of the videos and get it uploaded. I was shocked at how well, but yet how horribly bad the live stream went today. I've not seen it. I will watch it later.
You were just out where there wasn't a good connection.
Middle of the state and in a forest. So, and up and down and around and over and through grandmother's house we go, or whatever that goes.
Yeah. Good freaking luck.
Yeah, no.
Well, you were having to do that using mobile data, so it's not
cellular. Yeah,
didn't
using cellular data.
Yeah.
But I was shocked because we pulled off and we probably drove a good 6-7 minutes waiting for it to kick in, and then we came into a clearing and I pulled over, and as soon as I pulled over, it go live. So I went live, and it stayed live all the way back through where we had just driven. So I'm like scratching my head going, well, that's odd. Going that way, it didn't connect. But coming this way.
A couple of times it tried to buffer quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, it buffered, and then it reconnected, and then it instantly said reconnect. And a couple times we sat there and hit it, and then I just got tired of doing that. So, Jose, I'd like to do what, Chris?
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You were inside your car. If you could have a microphone inside the car and mount the phone on the outside of the car, you probably get a better signal.
I'm not sure. So I'm going to share my screen.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, I'm the host, baby. I can do what I want. I can play the video. Hey, where's Greg at, by the way? I don't see Greg.
I just thought of a good idea.
Did it hurt?
They put the charging ports and all that on phones. If they could make that also an antenna adapter, and you can have like a magnet mount antenna on a car or cell phone like you used to.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You may have seen the stuff where in Europe they're trying to get Apple to use USB-C rather than Apple's proprietary ports.
Yep.
I don't know that it's they're trying to get. I believe they're demanding it.
Yeah.
Well, but if you've seen the wording I saw on this other channel, not Steve Lato's law, but another one, the actual wording says if you have a wired connection, it has to be USB-C.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you do it without a wired connection of any type, then you don't have to have USB-C.
So hopefully
some folks think they're just going to go completely wireless for the charging and everything.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, well, hopefully everybody's seen Mrs. K from approximately a year ago. These next pictures are from today. We got lost, so to speak, sort of, kind of. I had never heard of Helmsburg, Indiana until today. And I
gotta look that up.
I snapped 2 pictures, and she was like grilling me. Well, what's Helmsburg? I'm like, first time in my life I've ever been here. I couldn't tell you.
Wait a minute, Ken. I thought I know exactly where that's at.
Oh, so this
now I know where it's at too.
I think this was probably the best picture I took today, and even that's not good. I'm waiting for a professional to say something.
If only we had one in the chat.
Yeah, I know. And then this one, I got part of the car door, so I probably will edit that a little bit. And then this one, it was a different area, and I was trying to get the informative billboard placard thing here. But I mean, you can see this is in Indiana. It's not mountainous, but they are like minor mountains.
No, I'm looking at Google Maps for Helmsburg,
Yeah.
and there's a bunch of state forests around there. No wonder it's pretty country.
Oh yeah, yeah. You got Brown County, Morgan Monroe, or is it Morgan Monroe or Monroe Morgan?
Morgan Monroe
Morgan
State
Monroe.
Forest.
Yeah, that's our
State Forest.
5 of 10. That's going to be our next destination is Morgan Monroe. Go ahead, critique this one. Why is that a 5, by the way? Oh, we're getting worse.
Tough crowd, tough
Oh,
crowd.
I know. Oh, I'll tell you. That makes me think. This is probably going to be about 3. Oh, I got a 5. Oh, I got a 5.1. Oh, I'm going to leave while I'm ahead. I think they call those hills. I call them hills, but there are people in Indiana that call them mountains. I wouldn't want to hike up them at all. This one I took twice because I got to do a lot of editing on that. I couldn't tell you anything about Helmsburg other than we drove through it twice today. Other than that, I know nothing about it. That was the first one, and I knew that was going to be horrible. So I'll go back to the Zoom, and then I'll stop sharing my screen, and Zoom will hopefully reappear shortly.
Oh, I see Brown County's on further south.
Yeah, we had to go down to Nashville and then go a little bit.
I just saw Nashville on there and going, what?
Yeah, big tourist town. Big tourist town. We actually have a video coming back where we seen a t-shirt shop. And I said, you want to stop and get a t-shirt? And she took the normal Mrs. K 35 seconds to answer, which is like 2.5 minutes. And by that time, we were 1.5 miles away. So no t-shirts.
Was part of what we see behind you done in Nashville? You'd mentioned a tourist trap earlier.
Yeah, I do have. I think the first one showed the tourists. This is coming into Morgantown, Indiana.
Okay.
I think it's Morgan. It said right there on that sign. I'm pretty sure this was Morgantown because you go through Trafalgar, you go through Morgantown, and you go through Nashville. And if you get lost like I did looking for the strawberry fields, you go through Helmsburg.
Well, I tell you what, I'm just kind of scrolling down on Google Maps here, and you go further south, and you've got a lot of forests and a big lake down there.
I think that's Lake Monroe, if I remember correctly. I've fished that lake 1 or 2 times in my life.
Yeah, Monroe Lake Spillway is marked on there.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of nice country down in there. I have not been through that part of Indiana at all.
Yeah. Morgan Monroe Forestry is our next destination. Lake Monroe we might go on the same day because it's kind of sort of in the neighborhood.
Only time I've been through Indiana is on I-70.
Oh, you didn't see anything on 70 but flat and cornfields.
Yep, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So you could tell me there were nice scenery along 70 and I wouldn't remember it.
There is honestly along I-70. Let me think a second. No, there's not. Nothing at all. We enjoy doing this. We used to do this a lot in California. And it reminded me, you guys haven't seen that video yet, but it reminded me a lot of the Grand Canyon without the big hole in the ground is what it reminded me of. Because, let me see if I can find a short video from there. It was a good afternoon. Okay, I don't want to be on that.
Another little place, have you ever been to Canyon, Texas, near Amarillo?
I have not.
It is a miniature, so to speak. I won't say it's like the Grand Canyon. It reminds you a little bit of it. I had an Army buddy who was from there, and I went to see him right after I got out of the Army.
Now, this is interesting. All the videos that I took today that were showing up on my phone are no longer showing up on my phone.
You have gremlins in your systems.
That is crazy. I mean, I'm on Apple internal DCM in this month's folder. Let's see if they might have by chance moved, which I don't think they could have. Nope, they didn't. So that's like mind-boggling odd.
Steve Lawn Dog's been talking about CB
Mm-hmm.
radios. When I was in college, on one side of the campus, we had this huge hill. And on the top of the hill was a microwave relay tower. I mean, one of the big ones that goes way the hell up in the air. And if you sat right underneath that thing where they had one of these reflectors up there and tried to talk to somebody through your CB radio, that would go up and bounce off of that reflector, and we could get to people a couple 100 miles away sometimes, which you aren't supposed to do, obviously, with a CB. But
Oh, this is mind-boggling.
Which, by the way, is the dumbest rule ever.
What's that?
It is.
Mind-boggling? Or did I miss something?
It's the dumbest rule ever. No, the CB thing he's talking about, a couple 100 miles away, you're not supposed to. Yeah, okay.
well, I mean, I don't know what the actual limits are. I just remember we could talk to somebody a long ways away.
Yeah, I get it. That rule is probably still in there, even though it's idiotic.
And I don't remember what the rule was, to be honest with you.
Tim dropped the link.
I don't remember either, but I know that there was a distance limit.
Yeah. Well,
Jim, you know they take modified 10-meter amplifiers and use them on CB, which is considered 11-meter.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's completely out in left field. I'm talking about the rule that I want to say it was something weird. It's like 105 miles. You couldn't have any conversation with anybody like more than 105 miles, which is a stupid rule if you understand the physics behind radio propagation. It's a stupid rule.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the atmosphere doesn't give a rat's butt what your regulation is.
yep.
I've
I've been tempted recently. A couple of times on Facebook, I've been getting ads for getting your ham radio license.
So Tim dropped a link for me to get rid of the black dots, and the link is says site not found or something like that.
And there's people still using
Try it
CB,
again.
believe it or not.
It says message
Well, I mean,
quote page not
truckers-
found.
Aren't CB radios still used out on the road by the guys driving the big rigs? And
Yeah, it still is.
Listen to this. This is CB channel 6. It's on my scanner.
Oh Jesus, the Super Bowl. Forget that one. That's an infamous channel. It's infamous enough that I know about it.
It's called the Super Bowl channel.
Yes, I
That's what
understand.
Jim just said. He said as soon as you said channel 6, he said the Super Bowl. So
That's
I'm lost
because there's
here.
so much traffic on it.
Let me put it to you this way. You ever played King of the Hill?
Okay, yep.
When you were a kid, you ever play King of the
Yeah.
Hill? Well, think of the King of the Hill game, but with radios.
That sounds fun.
Okay. Yeah, it's juvenile, but whatever.
I don't know where that guy is on channel 6, but he has been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Well, Roy, who's been a truck driver over in the chat, saying a lot of people are going to cell phones now, even with truckers. So
Oh yeah,
I can
that doesn't
understand that.
surprise me.
And that bleeds over. He says Chicago area. That bleeds over
Oh.
several channels. And I'm in Georgia. And
So
got an
bleeding
antenna not
over
even above the house.
because of harmonics or something like that.
That's part of it.
Must be some propagation going on right now.
I figured out why the
Looks
video
like
I'm looking for is not on my
Tourist
phone.
area there, Ken.
Uh-huh.
That looks like a touristy area. I
Yeah,
see
that's
horses
the
and
city
things
of
and people.
Nashville right there.
Okay, and everybody walking down the sidewalk. I mean, when you see that many folks out walking down the sidewalk in a smaller town, It's got to be tourists.
Yeah. Now, this is later in the evening. You should see this city middle of the day on a weekend, like in June and July.
Mm.
You can't walk down the sidewalk. You really can't. So you see the horse-drawn carriage in front of us, right?
Yep.
I seen that and I said, "Hey, look, there's a horse and a carriage." We get up right behind her. She goes, "Oh, there's a horse and a carriage." I'm like, "That's what I said." Yes, Tim, the link worked. I'll go back and check it out later. So I'm trying to
You
get
were
her,
tuned out until she opened her eyes and saw what was there.
I guess. She did notice the ice cream and yogurt shop, though, before I did. So
Did she tell you in time to stop for it?
it wouldn't have made any difference. We wouldn't have stopped. We had a bag of chips and a Diet Pepsi going down there. Real wonderful combination of food, by the way. But we woke up late, watched a little bit of Doug, watched a lot of the qualifications, and then she wanted to go pick strawberries. So with it closing at 6, we had to hit the road.
Tried to watch Carrie today because it was actually a build, but the motherboard was already in the case and this and that and the other thing. He was changing out an NVMe, and at some point in time, I just said, "Eh."
Oh, you missed the best part though, man. You missed the best part.
Okay, yeah, I saw you on there.
Oh man, I'm sitting there, I'm dying laughing.
Is there a timestamp that we can go see the best part?
Yeah, I'll find it.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna see if I can't pull this one video. Be right back.
Yeah,
I still do like it when he does a build, but if he would get down to the business of the build.
Well, don't hold your breath.
Oh, I know.
In fact, if he'd have gotten down to the business of the build, that video would have been about half of what it was. But that's another subject altogether. It's I'll find the right timestamp. Just give me a little bit to find it.
All right, no, it's fine.
It's hysterical. I mean, it's hysterical to me. Let me put it that way. It's hysterical to me. Let me put it that way.
Oh, somebody left the door open.
Oh,
I don't know if they really carry half the place in motherboard. Just use a Gen 5 NVMe on the motherboards.
Yeah, but that's not the fun part.
That's
That's not the fun part. You kidding me?
Oh, yeah, at the end when he's
Oh yeah.
Man.
Don't give him any spoilers, man. Don't give him any spoilers. I'll find it.
All right.
Holy crap.
he finally announced Josh today. That was a first. He's never mentioned anything about Josh.
I've already mentioned Josh in the past.
yeah, a few times.
Oh, well,
Oh wait,
that's
it's
It's been a while.
It's
but I
Sean
don't
Gallagher.
watch Carrie all that often anymore.
Sean Gallagher, everyone, who made it in 2 of my videos today. Hello. 2 of them.
videos.
Sounded like Sean anyway.
I'm working on it. Not quite as good as my Tim, and my Tim's not the best in the world. And I think I came
But
super
better
close.
than your Alfred Hitchcock. Sorry.
I almost slipped into a Tim voice, and I actually said, "Boy, that was close." I almost slipped into a Tim voice. Okay,
Tim
this is
commented in
crazy
chat
that
room
her
earlier.
phone is not registering on the computer. Here we go again. The phone is on. I clicked allow, and it's not seeing it. This is such
You
a.
have got some weird stuff.
I do.
To be polite, going on your computer.
I do. I really do. There's no denying that. Let's try this a different way. Let's see if I go into the Explorer. The Explorer sees it. Okay, that's cool. So if the Explorer sees it, Tony says, really? Yeah, I was actually, I think we were going around the corner up a hill, and I just went, no, I'm not going to do Tim Soul on this. But came close. Mrs. K has the same thing I do. This has got to be an Apple thing then. She's got 202305, and then she's got 202305 _ alpha. So that is weird that two iPhones
Is
have.
that like a folder?
It is
on
a
your-
folder, yeah.
On the photo stuff on the phone?
Oh, I do have the covered bridge. I bet that didn't churn out. Oh, wait a minute.
Huh?
Well, we shot a video, but it's a JPEG.
All right, where do you want this link?
Zoom chat's cool. Unless you can
Okay.
post it in both,
All right,
actually.
this is well, no, I'll do it in Zoom chat because anybody who wants to really know can go and look at the video. But this is where it starts.
Oh, yeah.
That's where it
Excuse me.
starts. It takes a while to get to the really good part, but that's where it starts.
All right. So this is crazy weird in that.
I got it up and I'll watch it later. Thank you.
So I'm going to share my screen. And I want to share this
Oh,
one.
Tim says he likes the Tim Soul thing
Huh.
over in chat.
Like going the wrong way. Okay, so see if this works out. So this is supposed to be a video, and I know we shot a video of this. I just don't know where the video's at. But this is the only covered bridge we went through today. And then this is another angle of the same covered bridge, just because it's going into the state park itself. And then I don't know what this is.
Henry Wolf Builder.
Apparently she didn't shoot the video very long, huh?
Through the covered bridge.
See, that makes no sense because it's all, you know what? I almost bet, is that like a second? Let me replay that and see how long that is. I'll bet it's in live mode. Yeah, 2 seconds. That's
I bet those truck drivers. I bet truck drivers can't go under that bridge.
Oh no, it's 9 feet. Somewhat clearance. Yeah, this is frustrating. I've really got to do something with her phone.
Hey, that reminds me. There's videos on YouTube where truck drivers knock down. Well, we talked about that before, knocking down bridges, but they knock down bridges like that.
I hear they knock down cables for internet sometimes too.
Yeah, I know. And they knock down the gas station canopies too.
Yeah. Thanks, Tim. It's not a famous bridge by no means. It's the covered bridge entrance to Brown County State Park on.
No, they go 10 miles knocking down phone wires and light wires.
Only in Georgia. And we are famous for running over curbs. Roy, he says they're famous for running over curbs. I hit the curb today. I forget what I was doing. I
Can't say nothing to
wasn't
the
going
car.
very fast. I think I was pulling off the side of the road to do something. I actually kind of scraped the curb a little bit. It happens.
I can't say nothing though, because if I drove a truck, it would be disastrous.
I wouldn't even want to attempt to drive a truck. Our little SUV is plenty big enough for me.
I'd run over everything.
Yeah. Be a lot of fun. It's not that, yeah, it's not a famous bridge. Get off the sidewalk.
So Roy Kerr is a truck driver, I guess.
I don't know if he's still
Yep.
driving or not, but yeah, I know he's mentioned
He has in the past, yeah.
few times. So how far from the starting point until he actually messes this up do I have to go, Jim? He must be watching it to give me a specific time to when it gets screwed up. Got that intent look on his face. This reminds me of golf. Hello, everybody. Let's watch Jim as he watches the Kerry Holzman video. Looks like he's about 35 feet away. I can't tell if he's doing his scanning or he's watching a video. But I got Kerry up for later. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Anybody seen Caddyshack 2 recently?
Nope.
Oh, it's funny.
Never even saw the first one.
The second one was horrible.
It's horrible, yes, but there's parts in that that are absolutely funny.
Maybe, but
The
thing
bar
called-
scene when he's going to show him how to pick up women, when he goes over and sits down at the table with the 4 women.
No, I couldn't watch that thing long enough to get to that part. Probably.
I mean, it mimicked the first one. You knew what was going to happen. And then after that, I watched the qualifications. There were some people motoring around that track today. The thing that I was just disappointed in was when I was going, that track was full. There, you sat cheek to cheek, butt cheek to butt cheek to people at times. Out there today, they had no crowd whatsoever. It was really depressing.
Why do you think that is? I mean, it can't be just the new format. Have they raised the prices quite a bit?
I don't know. I don't think that's it. I think a lot of it has to do with COVID.
No.
I think a lot of it has to do with IndyCar has changed so drastically over the last few years.
Yeah, I don't watch that much IndyCar, so I don't know what changes have happened.
I know the young lady that entered actually is secured to be in the race. She got the guaranteed last spot of 30, so that was good to see. At 230 mile an hour, I think I saw it was. To think,
Yeah, you were saying the other day there was a very tiny spread between the top and the bottom of those who made the race.
The pole top 12 will be determined. The 12 drivers to get the pole will be determined tomorrow. The top speed for the 12 going into tomorrow is 233.9. So 233.9 is the top right now, down to 230. You're only talking 3.9 mile an hour difference. That's not a whole lot at all. Long Dog says, by the way, to me, I have a little bit of suspicion and we need to keep monitoring this, but I have a strong inclination that Carrie watches your channel silently. Really? Well, if Mr. Holtzman watches my channel silently, okay, define silently. Does he mute the station? I know what he means. Okay.
Well, it's hard for me to imagine that.
Me too, actually.
Given, if only because some of us still have the blue wrench on Carrie's channel.
That's true too. I gotta find the video. It was when we were live for the Mustangs, so I've got to download that because I do want to watch that. I saw some sharp cars today. I'm not a big Mustang fan, but I'm not also a big Mustang hater either. I grew up having a Camaro, therefore I like Camaros. Corvettes, Porsche, not Mustangs. Given a chance to buy a Mustang, want to turn it down? No, I would buy a Mustang.
Now, the one you said was a Shelby. Was that the bronze one with the scoops on the
There were
hood?
several Shelbys out there, actually.
Okay.
And I tried to zoom the camera to show the word Shelby.
I couldn't see the word, but I was thinking it was probably the bronze one with the scoops the first time you said it.
Tim likes the gas tires and oil, the Pontiac GTO. They were a decent little sports car, yes.
Well, actually, the GTO is what I'd like to have if I were ever so rich I could have anything we wanted. When I was a senior, starting our senior year in high school, which was 1964, the local paper hired a new kid fresh out of college to be the sports writer. And him feeling flush with his first job went out and bought a 64 GTO. And of course, all the boys in my class and the others, we were just drooling over that thing the whole year.
So, did you see the part of the live stream today where I did a mock interview or an impromptu interview with the guy that was there for the Mustang show?
I saw a few seconds of it, and I remember you asking the guy if he was okay with being on YouTube Live.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it cut out a little bit during some of that.
Yeah, right. As soon as we literally went, so we're over here, we go around the corner, get back to about the same spot, and it goes away. 35 feet between where we were at. It's crazy. Won 4th place at Virginia Beach years ago with a 65. 65.
Got to be a Mustang, Camaro, or GTO.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something witty to say, but yeah, it has to be a GTO. Okay, thank you, Tim. I never entered a car show.
The other car I always wanted, and I didn't get a chance to buy it. I had an uncle that had an Oldsmobile 442. And he was a mechanic and he adapted it to run on either gas or propane.
Wow.
And he had a switch under the dash that he could switch back and forth.
What about a
And
T-Bird?
after he passed, his younger son, who inherited that particular car, sold it without giving any of us in the family the information he was going to sell it. I would have bought it from him.
I'm one that likes pretty much all trucks. Brands. I mean, I like Chevy, I like Ford, okay, and I like my Dodge. And the car, same with cars pretty much.
Right now, I'm not fond of any American made truck or any American brand truck. Some of the others are made in America, even though they may be owned by the Japanese or whoever.
You know.
Well, yeah, Toyota's okay too. I mean,
I'm looking at buying a Tacoma sometime in the next year. The thing I don't like about the American ones right now, at least Ford and Chevy and even Toyota in their large trucks, they're all going to V6s with turbochargers on them. And turbochargers, you're just asking for maintenance issues after they get so old. Tundra is what I was going to buy, but they quit making the V8 this year. So there's that.
Jim, I just noticed something watching that video again that I did not notice the first time. The manual he pulled up was a DDR4 manual, and he said that that board was DDR5.
Yeah, well, somebody else gave the link to the DDR5 version of it, and it still says that it's only Gen 5 on the PCI slot, not the NVMe.
Wow. I
But
can't
you gotta
download
watch
my
it.
stream.
I bought a 2 terabyte Crucial 4th gen NVMe drive just for storage. I'm not booting from it.
So
And the story was it isn't the maximum 4th gen speed, but it was at a good price. And I thought, well, and it's backwards compatible. So I thought I'll put it on my Gen 3 board and it'll max out what I could get with the Gen 3. But it turns out when I run benchmarks on it, my Samsung 970 Evo Plus runs faster than the Crucial 4th gen by a little bit.
Well, it's probably because it's low in 4th gen. That's all.
And so, I mean, not that I'm going to personally notice for anything I'm doing.
Well, here's the thing. I bought the 670p was on sale on Amazon, 2 terabyte for $73. And no, it's not the fastest drive, but it doesn't matter. I'm putting it in an enclosure that only does 20 gigabits per second.
Right. Well,
Okay.
that NVMe drive I gave you that you put in the Joshi machine was
Yeah.
an Intel 665p or something like
I
that.
think it was a 665. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
And
But I figured I don't need the fastest thing in the world if I'm going to be putting it in the enclosure and I'm doing backups. Because I started a backup about 5 minutes before Ken started.
for
And
most people, even if you're putting it on the motherboard,
pardon me?
for most people, even putting one on the motherboard, 99.999999% of the people aren't going to tell the freaking difference.
No, they're not. No, they're not. But the fun part is having this enclosure, which does the 20 gigabits plugged into a USB Gen 2x2 port, which this board does have. I was able to do a backup of roughly 375-ish gigabytes. I did a backup in 10 minutes.
Now, what kind of USB do you have to have for that?
You have to have a USB Gen 2x2, I believe, because nothing else is fast enough. You can't do it on a Type A connection. It has to be Type C, from what I'm led to believe.
Okay, all right.
I almost on his live stream today, I was like, hey, my Sam, not to be, I'm not trying to benchmark my drives, but I was going to be like, well, the Samsung 990 that I got for free from Samsung, well, Amazon sent it to me. That benchmarked faster than the drive that you were benchmarking today. That drive is almost 8,000. The 990 Pro from Samsung, it's almost 8,000, and I was almost about ready to
Yeah, but that's
get
only
my
for,
range taken away.
yeah, but those kind of speeds, I mean, are only for that particular type of transfer and crystal disk mark. If you look at some of the other types of transfers that they measure, they slow down a lot. It all depends on the data you're transferring, how well it goes.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Yeah, this enclosure is perfectly matched to the Type C connection that I have on this case. The USB 3.2 Gen 2x2 is 20 gigabits. So this is
and
actually
2x2. Does that mean
Yeah,
it takes two connections?
but I don't know.
You only plug it in one USB-C port though, right?
Yes. Well, for the front panel, yes. There is this Type C on the back, but it's not a Gen
Okay.
3.2 by
I'll have to
2.
look up
or
what
whatever
that
it's
is. I mean, I know what USB Gen 2, USB 3 Gen 2 is, but
No, I think Gen 2 is supposed to be like 10 gigabits or something like that. I can't remember.
maybe it's got two connections internally to double that or something.
Well, let's see. It says here multi-lane operation for new hosts and devices, allowing for up to 2 lanes of 10 gigabits operation. So yeah. Yeah. But yeah, the drive got really toasty. You don't want to touch it when
Okay,
when it's getting towards the end.
multi-lane, so it's using more. All right.
Hello, Josh Kender, Fortnite channel. Speaking of Josh, Chris put a comment, Joshy machine. I'm not following. Did I miss something somewhere?
Somebody, I think Jeff asked a question about Josh's
Well,
computer, and he
I was
said-
just recalling the NVMe drive I sent to Jim when he built Josh's machine.
he called it the Joshy machine.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it was an Intel 665p, and if memory serves, and Jim said he thought that was right.
Speaking of that, I wonder if Josh has ever sent or if Doug has ever received that drive that Josh was going to send to Doug. Has anybody heard one way or the other?
I'm
No,
not holding my breath.
I had to go check. I smelled something burning on the stove. Mrs. K's sound asleep on the couch, and whatever she was cooking is no longer cooking because it's burnt. So I turned the stove off, and I'm gonna stink the garage up because I put it in the garage.
Well, I would say Mrs. K needs to sleep.
Oh, I agree. I was really happy that you and Darren talked to her while I was goofing around filling up the car with gas today.
Well, I had a question about that. When you said you were going to gas up things, I didn't know. What
you didn't. You had to hear my little joke about that, didn't you? Just yes.
Not sure I caught it, but
okay. Well,
I was about to ask you if you were going to gas the inside or the outside.
Well, we won't discuss the comment I made live, but we may get around to it afterwards. So
Right.
we had a good trip going down there. She stayed awake and we had some good conversation. We kind of discussed some plans of things we want to do. But coming back, the entire way back, it was.
Hey,
So,
she needs it. Good for her.
Oh, that was me, by the way. That was me. I can't tell you what she was doing. That was how I was driving.
autopilot.
I put that button and said automat. I don't know what, but auto, hit it, go to sleep. Now, it was a good drive back to, I'm so used to driving like that gives me time to reflect and think and kind of plan some things out. I'm working on an effect for DaVinci. Since Greg's not here, I'm not going to divulge any secrets or anything, but I think you guys will really like it if I can get it to work properly.
There wasn't nobody hardly in Doug today. I didn't ever join Zoom. was
I
just-
turned it off when. Yeah, I
I
turned it off.
know.
Yes.
When someone made the comment that you can't get into a computer when it's turned off, I thought, how intelligent, and I stopped listening. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I've got an i7 sitting right here that currently is turned off. I don't think I can get into it remotely, can I?
No.
Nope.
I didn't think so. Now, you know, if I know that.
Well, have you got Wake on Land turned on?
No, it's off.
All right.
I don't even think I have power to it right now. Because I can see the Ethernet cord sitting on top of the desk. So more than
fell
likely it
asleep,
doesn't have
actually.
power.
I'm going to say my old i7 in the BIOS, there's a setting that you can make it wake over the LAN if you want to. I
I
never.
fell asleep actually, and all I heard I did hear it, parts of it, and all I heard was him.
My original intent, if we'd have got out of here at a decent hour, which I knew by what late it was when we went to bed, that wasn't going to happen. That I wasn't going to listen to Doug, I wasn't going to watch Doug. But then when we woke up at 1:45, and I had a little bit of work to do, and then before I know it, Doug is starting, so we watched that, and we went out and tag teamed the bird feeder. I'll never.
And if he's
learn.
watching, I have nothing against him. I just made a statement. That's all.
Yeah, I understand. And then we Googled the place she wanted to go look at strawberries, and they closed at 6. So we tried to call and get someone. Don't answer his phone. And I know exactly where I was supposed to turn. After I looked at the map, because I told her, I said, I think we were supposed to turn down that road, but we're going to keep going this way because we eventually had to go that way anyway. And sure enough, when I got back and looked at it, we were supposed to turn down that road. So we'll get down there.
That Saturday, my niece was here. I actually didn't go to that Peach factory with them, but I'm a type of person that likes to be alone sometimes.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, if Mrs. K said she wanted to go to a peach factory, I might grumble my way through it, but it would be just to make her happy. Seriously.
Is there any
Georgia,
around?
isn't that just a peach tree?
It's a peach orchard. That's what it
Oh,
is.
okay. Oh, so
yeah.
well, that's a different story because we would have picked strawberries today had we found it. We have picked persimmons before, and when I say we, I mean me, because being the short little guy that I am, and I can reach those branches that are real tall, which is okay for my wife, but the problem is all the other Filipinos go, yuckity, yuck, 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 and then Lorna says, could you pick them 4 or 5 too? And I'm like, no, tell them to get a ladder.
They have like peach ice cream, and they have some food and all that, and things for kids and all that.
Yeah. Hello, Josh.
Well, Chris, when we lived in South Carolina, and we were on the side near to Georgia, they grew lots of them there too. Not as many as Georgia, but I can remember at certain times of the year you could go to the orchards and pick or whatever.
Oh, I'm probably going to delete the video from today because my hat is off to you gentlemen that watched it, because that thing is horrible as far as the connectivity. It was out of focus 90% of the time, and I don't know if that's due to the connectivity or what, but there wasn't that many really good, crystal clear, detailed, defined shots, so I will probably delete it.
Yeah, I understand because
it's horrible. I skimmed through it a while ago, and my hat is off to you guys. I'll get a hold of Alex and have him send you a DoorDash gift card.
I was watching on my phone from the kitchen.
I didn't think to do that. Maybe that would make a difference. I don't think it will.
And it didn't. I don't remember it being so fuzzy. I did notice the buffering from time to time.
Go to my channel.
The answer can question. That hard drive is going to be sent out.
Oh, is going to be.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's not going to be. It's not going to be sent out by me.
Okay.
I have actually just brought this up a while back ago. There was someone else that I have put in charge, that he has those address, and he will be the one sending it out. So it is in the process of being sent out.
So is
Because
it out of the machine?
with that,
Has it been removed from the machine?
I beg your pardon?
Has it been removed from the PC?
Oh yeah, it was removed from the machine when I put the new drive in.
Okay, so you did get a new drive. Okay.
I don't even have it. It's with the person that's gonna be sending it out.
All right.
Yeah, I'm watching it on
Had
my
somebody
phone. And
replace that drive, and he kept the old drive.
it's slightly better.
Yeah. The person that I put in charge has those email address or has those address, and he's gonna send it out. So
All right.
yeah.
I was thinking something about that the other day, about that drive, and now I forgot.
Tim's gonna
So
watch
the-
Doug's later. Waking
the
on
tip-
land is a thing.
It's a lot easier for him to send it out than it is for me to send out my own mail. It's not like I can just put it in the mailbox and say, here's the address and ship it to this address. It's complicated.
John
than that.
Aloy says, "Good night, everyone. Have a nice week. I'll see you Thursday." Oh, cool. Enjoy your vacation day. I have a doctor's appointment Friday, which should go very well. I'll get blood drawn on Friday, by the way.
I got
No doubt in my mind on that. Thank you, John, for being here. And if you watched the live stream from today, again, my hat is off to you guys. I just skimmed through it on the phone, and it is not any better.
Really?
And I can't download it yet to improve it, if there is a way to improve it. So I'll have to wait and see. That'll be the big factor. If I can download it and then clean it up and improve it a little bit, I'll re-upload it. If not, I'll just get rid of it because it's horrible. I mean, I do have some standards. They're about this much, but oh yeah, about this big. Occasionally they're about that big, but I have some. Oh my gosh, unbelievable! Oh, they must have run out of food.
Ken,
Yeah, William.
an idea for if your and Mrs. K's plans go as planned, you could put the travel together with her cooking channel. When you get to take a portable cooking outfit, and when you get to a location, use fresh ingredients.
Yeah, but we'd be trying to cook in a hotel room, and I think that would probably be horrible. There he is. Now we can do. Now that Greg is here, we can start Da Vinci. I've been waiting for him, so finally he makes it.
Well, just a minute ago, you need to set up the co-host, Ken.
Yeah, Alex came in. Alex, you weren't supposed to be here, buddy.
I didn't think he was going to make it, actually. Good to see him. Well, we can't see him yet. Oh, wait a minute. He's probably on his phone.
I'm still in the car, almost home.
They run out of food?
No, we didn't have potluck today. They didn't have potluck today.
They conned you into going to a concert with the premise you'd have food afterwards. So I'm going to guess here in about 2 minutes, the macro should take over, and it should roll the end credits and tomorrow's stream, which will be 10:30, by the way, because somebody, not mentioning any names, is volunteered to work tomorrow.
They had food. Alex got there and ate it all.
No, Ken, I was talking about that. You see some of these mobile homes that have a pull out, like a grill and a pot.
Oh yeah.
And you can get those for. They can set up like a campground in that.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the travel is a good idea to maybe do a few uploads on that. I really wanted to shoot the first food video tomorrow, but that got nixed as well. But I do think things will, in time, work out really good. Ideally, if she could get to where she works 3 consecutive days and then gets the next 4 consecutive days off, we could we could actually do some things. We could do a couple day trips. But we'll see.
Well, if you want to drive around in an RV, just occasionally, rent one.
Yeah.
Do never buy an RV.
Yeah.
This guy, Steve Lato, that does lemon law, you know, I don't think there's a single state that covers RVs under lemon law.
Yeah.
They're not considered a
Remember
motor
that.
vehicle for.
Yeah, remember that, and I'll bring a point up after the stream ends, just on the outside chance that.
But here, my two grandkids here, the other grandparents have driven around a couple of times, and they just go to one of these outfits where you rent a small RV.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do it all that often, you can afford to do something like that. I mean, it's not as expensive as owning a big one and paying all the maintenance and storage and whatever the hell you got to do
Right.
those things.
Okay,
like
I'm fine now,
Beginning
so
the
I'm
question
fixing
to
to disconnect.
macro.
Have you tried a micro?
I have not. Well, B.H. Ringer was first tonight in chat too, I believe.
Yep.
I think I saw that.
Didn't see much of him after that. But good to have him around.
Somebody bailed.
Alex.
Oh, he's probably he was in the car, so he's probably home. He'll join us in a moment, I imagine. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I started right on time, which would have been 9. It's 10:02 now. I thought I hit run macro because, in fact, I know I hit run macro because it automatically switched. Oh, let me go check something.
Yeah, when I was back at the group home, my eye was just burning like hell. I couldn't use the computer for a while.
You mean
That's
like
why
There it goes. My gosh. So I have it set for 60 minutes and it ran about 63 minutes.
Well, it seems to me it started a couple minutes late.
It's possible. It's very possible because I was running a tad bit
But
behind.
don't wager based on my perception.
Good night, Tony. Thank you, Wintermute. Thank you, John Loy Sr., Tim Soul. I know right where that's at. I've been there. Good to see you. Bobby Warren says, Josh Kinder, did you send the hard drive? It's been discussed. No, Chris Garrett, Long Dog. Good to see Long Dog. I don't know how that man can get 5 words in without taking oxygen, but he does. One Fish was there. Didn't see him until now. Thank you, One Fish.
Rick Lake says
Rick was there. I did. Yeah, I noticed Rick. I said hi to him. And Greg Guy did not say anything in chat. Or did you? Let me see. No, I can't really tell, but.
Oh, he's doing it now.
Yeah. Yes, I did. Well, let me go to the studio. Oh, you know what? I think you did say something. But for some reason in the monitoring, I can't do it. B.A. Stringer was first. Darren Gilholm was second. Robert Mike was third. Tony Wallow, Bobby Warren, Jeff, then William, then John. I thought you did say something. Yeah. Maybe I'm having a nightmare.
Momentarily, I'm going to give the dog a break.
Apparently, I don't. Did I dream that? That's possible. So I believe that's it. The stream is ended. Tomorrow night will be 10:30. Yeah, whatever. 10:30. So I'm going to end it. Thank you, everyone. Better late than never, Greg. I know you're tired.
Yeah.
It looked like you did a massive amount of work today.